mashallah, look how many are in there working on this flower. Like they're having a grand old time. Subhanallah. Absolutely miraculous. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hope you're doing well. So I mentioned in the video I did the other day how I look at nature and it makes me feel more spiritual, and this strengthens my faith. And one example that I wanted to share with you concerning birds, because you know I'm a bird person, is just how vulnerable this little chick is in the nest outside. And just look at the transformation that this adorable chick will go through. Being so teeny tiny, can't fly, no feathers yet, and the care of its mother is what's going to help it to grow and then totally transform into something that can soar really high and will help to keep the insect population in a proper balance, inshallah, and bring joy to those who look at it. And when you see such a teeny tiny little creature and how they blossom, and you feel sort of pity for the little tiny thing, and you notice the diligence that the mama has for this little teeny tiny babe, and it's just another reflection also of motherhood, how special it is to be female and to have this sense of duty. So another thing that you can take from this bird, in my opinion, is do the task for your children and know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is swift in accounting. When you have your little newborn, they are just like that featherless bird in a way. Super vulnerable, they can't feed themselves, they need you to take care of them. And some might say they haven't blossomed into their cuteness. I would argue you always see your child as cute, but there's different stages of cuteness as your child gets older, and then they mature, and then they turn. You know, it's a constant aging cycle. I think they're at their prime when they start walking, because the personality makes them even more cute, right? When they're a newborn and they're suffering with colic, or they have a flu, or they're just irritable, you have more mercy and empathy because they're so vulnerable and helpless and innocent. Children are always innocent, but the newborn is especially innocent. They just need protection, love, and guidance and nutrition, and to be with their mom. And this hints at further the order of motherhood across species is something to be examined. And I really do hope that a lot of moms can just start paying attention to nature more and just see how much different animals have to go through just for the survival of their species. And so when you're having postpartum depression or you're feeling down, you think you have no meaning, you're not out there getting, your third PhD or whatever, or running a Fortune 500 company, or getting your fourth abortion, right? Whatever it is that the feminist liberal LinkedIn crowd measures as a woman, know that you being with your child and tending to your nest and fulfilling their needs instead of paying a nanny, this is a noble task. And just like how when there's a rescue mission for some type of abandoned, or okay, let's put it this way, there's a baby deer, a fawn, the mom gets hit by a car, the Parks and Recreation Department finds somebody, the animal control or whoever's in charge of taking care of such things, contacts the right organization, they take care of the babe, and feed it, and then they try to release it into the wild. You can tell, though, that it's not the same as the animal actually being with its mom. There's just a different type of care there. Now, as long as the fawn survives, you're grateful, right? So if you have to work, you're grateful that you have a safe place for your child. But your child wants you. And that's a good thing. That's not something to be ashamed of. It's not something to minimize. Because surrogacy, and then two guys who are really into sodomy adopting, purchasing that human being like an accessory, you know, it's not the same. The child is denied that special spiritual bond. And a lot of liberal atheists don't really see the value of motherhood like they claim. To them, abort a baby doesn't matter. But if you were to go stomp on some eggs, they'd be like, that's cruel. It's fascinating. Vegan liberal atheists, for one, will be like, you can't eat steak that's even humane certified from a family farm that's grass-fed. But you can buy a baby via surrogacy, it can be denied breast milk, and it can be raised with a nanny and never meet the birth mother, the actual mother. Mad science. Technology that shouldn't exist. Right? It's quite sad. And so, when you look at this little tiny, adorable chick in the nest, if you have children, it's almost like you can connect with that bird in a way. That cuddling, the closed-inness, this little safe nursery, this little sanctuary, where women connect to this sort of feminine energy that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us, where we want to shelter and care for them. That is something fascinating. Now, there are crabs who will eat their own. There are pigs who cannibalize. There are bears who, if they're starving, they'll eat a cub. Yes, there are some gnarly situations in nature, no doubt about that. But we mustn't then think that the drive to reproduce and to care for something is not important. There's nothing divine about it. It's something that a robot cannot imitate. A robot can't feel that special bond. Two robots come together. There's a little baby robot and then an adult robot. It just can't replicate this special uniqueness that even this bird has with its chick, or what a human has with her child. And so, if you're going through the storm and whirlwind type of tornado, tsunami, whatever movement encapsulates your mind while you're going through the baby blues, know that you can get through it. It can get better. And that you do have purpose, and your tending love for that child matters more than what you may realize. So, have faith. Take care of your children. Don't let anyone put you down. Don't let anyone minimize what you do for your child. Just like we don't minimize what that bird is doing, because when all the birds do that, we get to see their wonderful flocks and benefit from them in so many different ways. So, stay steadfast and reach out to someone if you're struggling with postpartum depression. You can reach me via my blog, and you can vent, and this can help you feel like someone heard you, who isn't going to come at you sideways or make it awkward. Alright, I gotta go. That's the alarm for me to go get the laundry. Take care, fam. See you later.